Hi, I'm KV and this is the moon phase report for Aries. Okay, so basically you have been in kind of a pretty much pulled back state of maybe feeling a little helpless because you're so used to going out there and making everything happen, and everything in the world has kind of been pulling you back and forcing you to stay in a position of wait and think it over and inaction, basically. And this was probably the most uncomfortable for you because you are so action oriented and let's just do it. You know, Aries is so like, let's just do it. Let's do it now. You ready? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And all these planets in Pisces are so much about like, no, let's wait for the right sign, or, you know, let's dream this into reality first. Let's really think this over and ponder over how we would like to move forward, whereas you guys just do it. It was funny because I was house sitting with this, or I was pet sitting for my friend's dog, and he's such an Aries. And it was like everything was me first. I'm going, I want it, give it to me, let's do it, come on. Everything was like this force of let's do it now, and I'm so Pisces, so I just kind of sit back and chill, and you know, if it comes, it's meant to be. Yeah, we don't really, you're basically in the flavor energy of not pushing to make anything happen. So what this has done is probably, one thing is that you're really connecting on a spiritual level more than you normally are, and it should kind of, if you do get enough to that place of not wanting to do so much and really just sitting back and chilling and meditating and thinking some stuff over, you will really be able to kind of attain these kind of blissed out states. That once you do go to this place, you'll be like, wait a minute, I like this, you know? Like, this feels really good, actually. So the kind of the whole purpose is to slow you down so much that you do just kind of check out this other way of living and see like, wow, you know, it's kind of cool to meditate and connect with spirituality and feel the oneness of it all. And you know, it's kind of so important too because you are the first sign of the zodiac and you are all about you. You know, Aries kind of are very much, it's hard for them to take all the others into consideration because there's this deeply seated thing in them that is me first. But what about me, you know? So you've really been given this example of, by being so pulled back, to really see like, wow, everybody else is just as important as you are, you know, and like kind of feeling the universal oneness of like, wow, everybody else, you know. It's kind of cool thinking about everybody else and taking it in that we're all in here doing the same things and or trying to find happiness in life and joy and, you know, discover our life's purpose, mission. And so you are going to be coming up with a lot of really insightful, beautiful things that you know, can kind of like take this and run your life in a completely different way after this transit of all these planets in Pisces. And you probably more than anyone will be really discovering so much truth about life that you couldn't really grasp or realize before. You know, it's kind of like, you know, I just thought about like getting sick. I don't know if I want to use that one, but something that comes and forces you to get this new perspective of things, you know. Or say you got fired from your job. That's even better than sick. That's what I call that, like blessing of all blessings. Good, you got fired, awesome. Now you can do what you really want to do. Listen to the universe. So say you got fired and then it forced you to like pull back and think about what you really want to do with your life and how you really want to do something that's valuable and uses your gifts. And you know, this was kind of, this transit was something that kind of pulled you back from the world of action and making things happen to kind of step back and go, whoa, you know, what is really important about life? Is being first and always being in action and doing something and accomplishing something, is that the most important thing? Or is it kind of cool to just sit back and like kind of dream my life into reality for a while, you know? Kind of sit back and become a co-creator with the universe in creating what I would like to see happen in my life. I believe a lot of Aries over this time, and you know, for even years to come, because of Chiron and Neptune and Pisces, you know, you guys really are going to be tapping into a really sacred kind of space with your connection to spirit and with your connection to meditation and what that brings into your life, and kind of discovering this new form of bliss that is going to come from a source that you couldn't have imagined yourself saying that, like, gosh, yeah, totally, I'm an airy, fairy, spiritual person now. But anyway, so this new moon, you're going to want to continue to focus more on, like, you know, bringing more happiness and joy through connecting to spirit, through being out in nature, through slowing down, through kind of pulling more inward and kind of thinking in more compassionate terms of all of us should be considered in the grand scheme of things, and considering all of them will actually help benefit your life even more, because you're like moving away from being the baby. Like, kind of look at this as you are kind of graduating into a more older soul position of knowing you're going to be taken care of, so you don't need to worry so much about your needs first, and how kind of cool it is to, like, you know, even like step away from your problems and help somebody else, or teach somebody something that you've learned because you've walked it, and just to see how it benefits them, you know, something like that. And then the day after the new moon, this is when things start to get good. So all this quiet, slow movement is going to change, and everything is going to become all about Aries again very shortly. So the day after the new moon, we have Mars moving into your sign. You also are ruled by Mars. So this is like totally cohesive, and like what's going to happen too is that all that inward time and all that secluded in your own thoughts, thinking things through, you know, kind of going back in time, reliving some things, learning from your mistakes, really kind of like, whoa, that was not the best move. You know, I was not honoring myself by doing that. You know, you're going to be kind of going through some things like that anyway, but then you're going to, like, the Mars is going to move into your sign, and then in 2 weeks' time, it's going to come together with Venus and the Sun and Uranus, and all those signs are going to be in your, all those planets are going to be in your sign. So you're really going to be moving forward, like, with your love nature. Your heart's going to be like so much, like, I believe you're probably going to find it so much easier to express this new you that you're feeling. You're going to have a huge rebirth kind of feeling of like, I'm ready to do my life better, you know, I'm ready to, like, learn from this stuff finally, instead of repeating these patterns, you know. So you're really going to, like, be this kind of new force in the world, and it's kind of cool. And then you're going to come together, especially the full moon, the Sun's going to come right together with Uranus, and that'll just bring, like, surprises and boom, you know, like something out of the blue, boom, what, like something you can't even imagine. So that's going to be cool. So use this new moon to really kind of focus on how you want to more further expand into a spiritual kind of connection to all that is, and be more in tune with everybody else as an equal force, and also to kind of go in there even deeper to see what you really need to do, what you really need to learn about your past moves that you didn't think through so much, that now you're like, whoa, I'm not going to repeat that. I'm ready to be this new, smarter, more empowered person who, you know, maybe slows down a little bit with some decisions, or at least doesn't sacrifice your the highest way of honoring who you are, because you think you need something, or this is for you, and then come to find out it was the biggest mistake. And so that's kind of where your mind is a little bit right now. And let's see some affirmations. You want to, like, for the new moon, you want to write down some things that you want to see manifesting in your life. So something like, I am connecting deeper to spirit. I am connecting with spirit to co-create things that I want to see happen in my life. I am slowing down when making decisions and following my body signs instead of my mind signs to make decisions. Because I know that when you look back, you can see that some of the moves that you made that you don't feel so good about now, your body gave you little warnings. You know, your body was like, I don't think you should do this, but most often your mind was like, no, I'm going to do this. This is what I want. This is exactly what I want. And then you're like, oh gosh. But so maybe I am connecting with my body's signs to help me make the correct decision for my most empowered growth. And of course, the one for everyone this time is, I am living my soul's purpose. You know, you're in a big kind of connecting with your soul space right now because of all the Pisces. So really kind of like, even if it means you have to change big things in your life, you're going to want to be moving into, I am living my soul's purpose. This is what I'm here to do. And yeah, so when I see you in 2 weeks, it's going to get really exciting, because from here on out, you know, in a couple days, it's going to be much more like your kind of energy in the world. So we are still sitting back, still be gentle, you know, still do some soul searching, still go back and think about what you need to change or see or learn from to be a more empowered Aries who isn't just rushing through and making things happen in life, but is using that energy and that force kind of for the betterment of the world. Because I do know one thing about Aries is that you guys can empower anyone. You know, you are the best to go to because you're so like, you can do this, you can do this, dude, you can do this, you know. So you have that thing that, yeah, I can. You know, someone will come in doubting themselves, but then they get in your space and they're like, yeah. So use that energy, that force that you have to move other people. How about that? I am using my energy to move other people into living their soul's purpose. You could try that one. Okay, so I think that's enough. So I will see you in 2 weeks, and then we will be all about all these planets moving into your sign. So it's going to be Aries time very soon. All right, thank you. Have a beautiful day.